See what's new today at Dan Heck Toyota in Effingham, like the restyled RAV4, now with more room, comfort, and better fuel economy. Or the luxurious Avalon, with living room comfort for 5 and over 40 miles per gallon. Test drive them today at Dan Heck Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or danheck.com online.
It's time for high school basketball on your local sports leader, 97.9 XFM. Let's go courtside for pregame information.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Effingham High School, home of the Hearts, for a game that seems to draw a little attention every year. It's Teutopolis at Effingham. Yeah, this is one that we wait for every year. I'm Greg Sapp. At Robinson alongside Kenna, the Queen of the Night, back at the studios, and we bid you welcome to a very crowded Effingham High School gym. And these games draw a lot of people, but this is about as big a crowd as I can remember, Matt.
There is a nice-sized crowd, but there's still room for you to get in the gym if you want to head on over. And I tell you, it's going to be a fun contest between these two teams. And coaches tell their kids, don't look ahead one game at a time. But when the schedules come out, I think this game gets circled on a lot of calendars.
Teutopolis has played more recently than Effingham, but neither team has been blessed with a whole lot of opportunities to play. Teutopolis is 5-1 and Effingham's 4-1, and Ron Reed says it's been 17 days since the Hearts have had a game, so that's a long time, especially early in the year. He says, so Greg, I really don't know what to expect.
Well, it's kind of like having a second preseason almost, so to speak, and that can be beneficial, but when you've got games scheduled and you're preparing and you're getting ready and you're excited to play and then it gets weathered out, that's tough to deal with sometimes, and that's what Effingham's had to deal with, but, it's part of the game. When the ball gets tossed in the air, you've got to be ready to play.
Part of Teutopolis' situation is meeting each other. They had so much graduation last season that Andy Fehrenbacher's really had to put a ball club together by fits and starts and to see who meshes well. And he said, we'll just see how it goes. He said there's been a lot of change, and as a result, it's going to be a very interesting game, and this will be a good barometer for both these clubs, and we'll talk more about that here in the pregame show. Pregame show, by the way, brought your way by Wabash Tire and Auto Repair. More to come in a minute. It's Teutopolis at Effingham here on 97.9 XFM.
This is the Wabash Tire and Auto Repair pregame show. For selection, value, and service, will drive you happy.
Back at EHS getting ready for Teutopolis at Effingham, and a great crowd on hand as the Hearts cheer gang and the dance team out performing the school song. The Chamber, the Effingham student section, it's camo night. I ran by some of them earlier and I said, I can't see you.
Well, they will definitely be heard tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I would have bet on that. But, Greg, it's a big game when you've got a cheerleader out there cheering in a walking boot.
And this is the first game that she's had a chance to be back. She got injured right before the season started, so it's nice to see her back out there, yeah.
It means a lot when your cheerleaders are willing to go that far.
That's exactly right. P-Town at 5-1 again. Effingham's at 4-1. So both these teams off to good starts. The Hearts played well, went 3-1 at the St. Anthony Thanksgiving tournament. They've only had one game since then and beat Charleston here. And so they're 1-0 in the Apollo and 4-1 overall. Teutopolis did well at the Capital Classic down in Lawrence County. They've had one game since then. So it's, I guess, 2 games. That'd be why they're 5-1. So that's not a lot of opportunity. And as we said, it's been a couple of weeks for both of them that they've hardly had any games, and Effingham has not had any. So it's almost like reintroducing yourselves here. We'll see how things go tonight. Andy Fehrenbacher, as we said, has really had to put a team together this year. Cody Wills back from last year. Brett Meddy played as a freshman last year for T-Town. Reed Hardick has some experience. So it's not like they are bereft of anybody who had varsity playing time, but it sure is different than last year. I got out last year's roster and said, holy cow, there have been a lot of changes at Teutopolis.
There really have been, but if you look at the Effingham roster, you can say the same thing. Leighton Lark's the only returning starter on a consistent basis, at least from last year. But Phil Knight, Kenan Mahaffey, they all saw some playing time, and they'll be asked to carry a lot of the responsibility of leadership for the Hearts as well.
One thing we're going to talk about tonight, too, is the Effingham Teutopolis Christmas tournament. The inaugural tournament is next weekend. Next Friday and Saturday, they'll have a session at T-Town and a session at Effingham, and then a morning session on Saturday at T-Town. They'll wrap it up here at Effingham on Saturday night. Effingham, Teutopolis, Charleston, and Mattoon, Mount Vernon, and Chicago Al Raby. Now, it was going to be Chicago Robeson. They can't make it. But Chicago Al Raby has filled in. It's named after a school teacher in Chicago named Al Raby. And so Chicago Al Raby will be the 6th team in the inaugural tournament. And I want to tell you right now, so I don't forget, there's a special deal. $15 you get in for all 4 sessions of the Christmas tournament. So that's a deal, folks. That means you're going to see 4 games for $15.
This tournament's one of those things that's really, in my mind, been a long time coming for the community of Effingham and Teutopolis, and they're really going to look to build it over the next few years, and I think they're going to have a great opportunity to do so, but the local fans, they're going to love the travel.
Oh, gosh, yes. I'm going to love the travel. We'll keep an eye on St. Anthony at Vandalia. Don't worry, Bulldogs fans. We'll have your games, too, but it's one of those situations where everybody has a tournament now. I think we've got like 8 tournaments we're going to try and keep track of during Christmas week, so we'll do our best, but it's going to be really interesting. Anyway, we're going to talk with Mike McCullum, the retired principal here at Effingham High School, at halftime about the Effingham Teutopolis Christmas tournament. So Mac will join us at halftime with some more information about what we think is going to be a lot of fun. Let's give you the starting lineups. We'll be back with those in a minute here on the pregame show. It's going to be a fun one. T-Town at Effingham here on 97.9 XFM.
Now let's meet the starting lineups first for the Teutopolis Wooden Shoe. Starting at one guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 2, Michael Grace. At the other guard, a 6'2" senior, number 20, Kobe Will. At center, a 6'1" sophomore, number 50, Brett Manning. At forward, a 6'1" senior, number 24, Bobby Anthony. And at the other forward, a 6' senior, number 34, Reed Harvey. This is Andy Fairclough, coach of the Shoes, the assistant coach of the Troy Pearman, Austin Robinson, and Mike Wilson.
Starting a little late here tonight, but good to have you with us at Effingham for Teutopolis at EHS.
Greg, Ken Crawford is in the building. Lawrence Carey is here with the Ron Reed and Andy Fehrenbacher on the coaching this game from the bench. There's over 1,668 coaching victories in the gym tonight.
That's good math, Matt.
That's what I was doing all pregame.
Nice job. Jim Wagner, Jason Wagner, Tim Eddy, our officials. Let's rock and roll. Tips up. Controlled by nobody. Kevin Doherty dives after it. Gets it for Effingham and laid it up and in. He and 3 T-Town kids went after the ball. Kevin picked it up, stuck it in the hole, and Effingham takes a 2-0 lead. That's how this one gets started.
A fortuitous bounce for Effingham.
Indeed. Reed Hardick with the ball out top for T-Town. Leaves it with Michael Drace, the 5'8 sophomore, and Mahaffey got a little too close and got called for the foul, so looks like we may call it tight here in the early going.
Well, and that's not uncommon in a game like this. The officials want to make sure they get control of the atmosphere and the adrenaline early in this one.
Drace, 5'8 sophomore. That is small and young. He's running the point for T-Town. Hardick. They go down baseline now to Meddy. Gets inside, squirms, shoots, puts it up one-handed, and got it to go. And we're tied at 2. Boy, just a sophomore.
And
golly.
He was double-teamed, but didn't panic, didn't travel like it looked like he was going to, and then put himself in position to score.
Barkhead of the key to Woltman. Looked like he might have got held a little, but Mahaffey corrals it out top to Doherty. Down low, nice pass to Lark. Shot short. Lark, the putback goes good. And it's 4-2 Effingham. Nice second effort by Leighton Lark.
And that was athletic to grab that rebound, spin, and shoot all in one motion.
4-2 Hearts. Minute into this one. Left side to Drace for T-Town. Swings it out top to Hardick. Reed, nice pass down low. Going inside, Bobby Wenthy, put it up. No good. Doherty the rebound for Effingham. Well, Bobby's headed to Eastern to play baseball. He's playing well in basketball, but holy cow, is he a baseball player. Mahaffey inside. They shut him off, so off to Woltman, back to Mahaffey. Kennett on the dribble, out top to Lark. Left side now to Phil Knight. He brings it back out to Doherty. Down low, Woltman posts up, drives, shot up, around, and no good. Rebound T-Town. Grabbed out of there by Hardick, and Reed's going to bring it down across the half line himself. Another good baseball player.
There's a lot of them out there.
You bet. Over to Cody Will, who's another good baseball player. Deep 3 try. Hardick, no good. Rebound. Lark got it for Effingham. Clears it to Mahaffey. Kennett across midcourt. Drives down right side of the lane. Gets it underneath. The Knight can't shoot. Off to Doherty for 2. Back of the rim. No good. Doherty the rebound. Goes to the hole. Puts it up and in. Kevin Doherty with 4. The Hearts are up 6-2. Down court Shoes. Wenthy. Down court Hardick. And he sets it up now for the Shoes. Right side out top. Cody Willow set it up. Right side to Hardick. Down low to Meddy. Brett posts up, working against 2. Shot over Doherty. No good. Rebound Woltman for Effingham. T-Town one and done so far here. Mahaffey left side of the lane. Drove. Big collision. He hits the deck. And the ball comes loose out to Effingham. Doherty tries to get it inside. T-Town knocks it loose. And then it's finally out of bounds. And it was last touched by Effingham. It'll be Shoes' ball to bring it the length of the floor. Eventually, that was a turnover for Effingham.
Their first of the game for either team. But Effingham already has 2 offensive rebounds and 4 points off of them. That's something T-Town usually doesn't give up much of, and I'm sure they'll look to shut down here.
Shoes are not as big as in most years. Here's a knockaway of a pass. Lark ends up in the chamber here trying to get the knockaway, but it'll be back to T-Town to inbound on the side here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Effingham is bigger than Teutopolis across the board. Meddy is a good-sized young man, and then they've got Sandschafer on the bench that's pretty good size that might see some action as well. But other than that, it is a smaller T-Town team.
Drace with the basketball. He and Mahaffey are doing battle here in the early going. Will comes out for it, now to Bobby Wenthy. He leaves it on the side to Hardick. Reed corrals the wild pass. Driving left side, corner now to Drace. He puts it on the floor. Looking left side, can't get loose. Out top to Will. Cody down the lane. Pass to Wenthy is kicked. Out of bounds. It'll stay with his Shoes.
We say it's smaller for T-Town, but not too long ago, 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 6'5", would have been a big team.
Inbound, Meddy, Lane hooks it up and in. Nice little floater. He has 4, and it's 6-4. He has all the Shoes points. 4.5 to go. Opening quarter. Got started a little late. T-Town won the JV game by 2, so maybe that set the stage for this one. Woltman, right side to Knight for Effingham. Phil out top. Lark comes to get it, and he traveled with it. He was looking and dragged the pivot foot, and a turnover on the Hearts. They're second now. Shoes with a chance to tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3.
Shoes seem to have settled down a little bit defensively. But now they got to find someone who can score besides Mehdi, although he's been a pretty good option thus far.
He'll always be number one on the list. Knight knocks it away out of bounds. It'll stay with the Shoes. I think he'll be the likely because he's such a big target. And not a stationary player at all. Very
so
fluid.
Smooth.
Yep. And just a sophomore, that's a crazy thing. Will gets it right side. Cody down in the corner with it to Mehdi. Brett puts it on the floor, working against Lark. Picks up the dribble now. Cross court to Drace. Swings it back across to Will. Showed 3, drove for a 2. It's up and good. Wow, off balance. Kind of flung it up there, and it banked it home, and we're tied at 6.
I thought it was going to hit too hard off the glass, but it caught enough of the rim, slowed it down, and dropped through.
Cody Will's first points, and we're tied at 6. Mahaffey left side for Effingham. Swings it out to Woltman. Bad head of the key, left side Doherty going baseline, drives it, hits the side of the rim, and it's short, and Mehdi the rebound for T-Town, and the Shoes have a chance to get their first lead here. Grace works it out about the Flaming Hearts logo on the reconditioned floor, by the way, over the summer. It really looks nice. First time they'd redone the floor since the gym opened. Mehdi out top to Drace. Drace working now to Mehdi. He tries a 3. Back of the rim, no good. Leighton Lark the rebound for the Hearts. Tied at 6. Effingham with the ball and 2:50 to go opening quarter. Knight to Woltman. Down the lane, baseline to Doherty. Shot for 2 is short. Rebound grabbed by Mehdi. Boy, that was way short. Mehdi the rebound for T-Town. No look pass to nobody. And he threw it out of bounds. Reed Hardick was going inside. Mehdi's pass went outside, and that's the Shoes' first turnover. And Isaac Foreman is going to check in next dead ball here for Effingham. Mahaffey on the dribble for the Hearts. He works against Drace just like he does on the other end. He's the one doing the work. Knight, or being worked on maybe. Lark in the lane, spin move, shot up off the glass and good. Boy, pretty move by Leighton Lark. Hearts back up 8-6.
They just posted Lark up, nothing fancy about it, got it to him low, and he was able to spin on, put it off the glass.
4 for Lark, 4 for Doherty, and the Hearts are back in front here, 8-6. Hardick left side, out to Will. Cody calls the offense. Now puts it on the floor. Working to the baseline, takes it inside, knocked away out of bounds by Woltman. It'll stay with the Shoes to inbound on the baseline, and Foreman will check in now. Isaac's first action, and Matt Woltman will get a breather here for the Hearts. And T-Town's going to run big old Ryan Sandschafer in there, 6'4.5" junior, and Bobby Wenthy's going to get a breather.
If you bring your big kid in, I'm going to bring in mine.
A little tay-to-tay there. Will inbound for T-Town on the baseline. Waits and waits, and there's bounce pass to the cutter. Mehdi, and he laid it up and in. Boy, got around the inside of the defender and stuck it up and in. We're tied at 8. Mehdi with 6. And he's going to dance with what brung him here. Mehdi with 6 of the 8. On the other end, Mahaffey shoots for 2, no good. Rebound battle. Drace lost it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Hearts. He and Mahaffey were going after it, and it ended up going off Drace's hand, and Drace is going to get a breather now, and John Ungren checks in. He's the 5'10 senior. Saw some action for T-Town last year, so that change, and of course, another member of that baseball team. They have quite a baseball team at T-Town if you haven't heard. Lark down the lane, shot for 2, good. Boy, Leighton is feeling it. That's 6 for him, and the Hearts are back up 10-8.
He missed his first shot, grabbed that board, stuck it up and in, and hasn't missed since.
Will's going to run the offense now. Cody down the left side to the baseline, kicks it back out to Mehdi. Brett spin move, hooks it up, no good. Rebound Effingham, grabbed by Mahaffey, and they're off to the races. Hearts will push it if they get the chance. Pass to Lark, out of bounds, nobody touched it, and the Hearts turn it over. Some of the Hearts fans down there think somebody did, but Jim Wagner was right there, and he says nobody did. So it's 3 turnovers on the Hearts, and Shoes get the ball back. Tie it with a 2, take the lead with a 3, and we're under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Hardick right side to Mehdi. Back to Hardick. Reed thought about a 3. Can't get open. Back to Mehdi. Working down that right corner. Now he goes baseline. Gets it over to Ungren. Shot for 2. Too hard. Doherty the rebound for the Hearts.
He just plucked that one out of the air.
Mahaffey cross midcourt. Hearts may go for the last one here with 33 seconds left in the opening quarter. Hearts with the ball and a 2-point lead here. Doherty penetrates. Foreman in the corner. Back out to Lark now in 23 seconds. So now they'll go for the last one. Lark to Doherty. It's a big lineup for the Hearts. Doherty to Mahaffey with 15 seconds. Now to Doherty with 11.
But the versatility of Doherty and Lark allow you to do that.
Mahaffey head of the key. Doherty, 4 seconds in the lane, hooks it up. Shot no good. Might have got a piece of it. Yes, they say it'll stay with the Hearts. So with a second and a half, the Hearts will get to try and shoot off the inbound here. And Mahaffey sits down and Braden Bone checks in here right before the quarter break. Another three-point option. So Lark will inbound with a second and a half. Out deep to Bone. Braden drives, got hooked, shot at the buzzer. Doesn't count and wouldn't have anyway. Hearts by 2 after 1 at Effingham High School. It's Effingham 10, Teutopolis 8 on 97.9 XFM.
Northside Ford in Effingham is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports. Stop by and see all the new and exciting 2013 Fords in stock now at Northside Ford, or visit them online at effinghamford.com.
And if you live to be 100, that's still more than 30 years to spend in retirement. Country Financial can help. Together, we will create a plan based on your goals and needs. So let's get started. Give me, Scott Mosier, or Wayne Donsbach a call today at 347-0571. That's 347-0571.
Shoes get the ball to start the second quarter, and Reed Hardick says, give me the ball, and he hits a three, and T-Town takes their first lead of the game, 11-10.
That didn't take long, did it?
Marcus Robinson's in for the Hearts to start this second quarter. T-Town had it knocked loose. They go to the floor, and a jump's called, and the alternate possession will keep it with Effingham.
Effingham 5 of 11 from the field in the first quarter. T-Town 4 of 9, but Effingham dominated the glass 8-3.
So the Shoes have their first lead of the game. Foreman to Lark. It went through Doherty's hands, but Bones there to grab it, and he shoots and made it. That was not the way it was drawn up. On the other end, Hardick got loose from everybody and sticks it up and in. Reed Hardick jetted to the bucket. Shoes back in front, 13-12. Marcus Robinson's pass is knocked away by Will to Meddy, back to Will. Across the court, they get it to Hardick. Now to Meddy, inside to Sandschafer, and he puts it up and in. Sandschafer's basket. Hearts want time. They're down 3. Second quarter didn't start well for Effingham. 6:56 to go second quarter. It's T-Town 15, Effingham 12 here on 97.9 XFM.
See what's new today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, like the all-new 2014 Silverado. With more room, more power, simply more truck than the competition. Or the all-new Impala with its stylish exterior and roomy interior, plus over 30 miles per gallon. Test drive them today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, online at danheck.com.
A reminder that our Wayne Moran is videotaping tonight's ball game, so watch for it on the website in a little while. And yes, we'll have DVDs available. Nice little stocking stuffer. 15-12, T-Town leads at 6:45 to go in the second quarter. Hearts with the basketball after they've had a bit of a rough start. And here's another pass knocked away, and then they throw it away into the drum kit on the other end of the floor. So the teams exchange turnovers.
Yeah, it's 2 for Effingham, 1 for Teutopolis. The T-Town's definitely been the aggressor here in the second quarter. And Greg, we've only had 1 foul called in this game thus far. And with this officiating crew, that's not exactly a surprise. They've been known for letting the kids play. I really don't know who that would favor, though, in this matchup.
We had that hand check early in the game. That's the only foul so far. Hearts with the basketball. 3 would tie it here. 6:20 to go. Marcus Robinson loads it up for 3. It's no good off the side of the rim. And Sandschafer the rebound for T-Town. Off to Will, and the Shoes want a motor, and Will goes inside, and his bounce pass into the hands of Braden Bone for Effingham. To Robinson to Lark, and it's the Shoes' second turnover. Leighton drove. Now he lost it. Got it knocked away. T-Town to the floor, and timeout to Teutopolis. So I think the Shoes will retain possession here. 6:03 to go second quarter. Back in 30. It's T-Town 15, Effingham 12 here on 97.9 XFM. Went to the floor, 2 of the players, 1 for each squad, and had a jump, and just before the jump got a timeout called, so T-Town will retain possession here.
Yeah, that's the 3rd turnover then on Effingham, so I think T-Town had it long enough just to call timeout.
Reed Hardick has it inbounds here for the Shoes. Head of the key to Cody Will. Inside to Meddy. Can't shoot. Hooks it over on the side to Hardick, and Reed will put it on the floor, and now off to Will. Right side to Hardick. Boy, his 3 was the difference maker Hardig drives inside on the other side. Corner three, Will off the mark. Foreman the rebound here for Effingham. He clears it to Mahaffey. Now neither team can score. Kennan gets it across midcourt, working around the screen. Drives left side, spin move in the lane. Hits the brakes, throws it in the corner to Lark. Now out top to Foreman, now to Mahaffey, and the Hearts try to set it up here. Kennan on the dribble. A little trouble with the dribble, but he got out of trouble and finds Foreman with a basketball. He and Sandschafer did foul. Oh, no, they say Foreman got called for the foul.
It looked like he might have thrown a little elbow. It was kind of hard to see from our vantage point, but the way Sandschafer kind of moved back all of a sudden, the official blew the whistle, and that's the first on Foreman, second on Effingham. Just the second foul in the game.
Sandschafer, Undgren, and Hardig sit down for T-Town. Bobby Winthy is back. Also out there is Justin Kenter, a 6'2 senior. Will stayed. Michael Drace is back. So that's who's out there for the Shoes. Will down the lane, gives it to Winthy. Shot blocked by Leighton Lark. Nice pass, great block. Robinson on the other end lays it up and in. Woo. Some block. Marcus Robinson's layup makes it 15-14. Shoes drive inside. Runner put up and good by who's in there? That's Justin Kenter. Got inside for a nice layup. Shoes back up 3-17-14. Energy level picks up a little here.
Boy, has Lark made some athletic plays tonight already. My goodness.
Woltman out top. Mahaffey on the right wing for Effingham. Drives to the baseline. Now pulls it up. Out top, Woltman. Draw called for the walk. Hearts have turned it over 4 times in the quarter, and Phil Knight's going to come back in here, and Marcus Robinson's going to have a seat.
Yeah, that's really what's been bothering Effingham is the turnovers. They have 7 in the game, but they're out rebounding T-Town by a wide margin. It was 8-3 after the first quarter, and they continue to add to it in the second.
Grace works in backcourt, gets it across the half line to the left side of the floor. Tried to split a double team, and that's a travel. Nice work by Mahaffey and Knight to force the walk, and Hearts get the ball back here.
But now T-Town's up to 3 turnovers themselves, so it's been a good back-and-forth ball game.
9-4, Shoes with the advantage in this second quarter, and they lead the game by 3, 17-14. We're halfway through the second quarter. Mahaffey to Lark, left side to Woltman. Matt one dribble, and now to Mahaffey. Drives the lane, tried to shoot, and got fouled by Bobby Winthy, and that'll send Mahaffey to the line, I think. Yeah, to shoot 2.
Winthy looked pretty clean up top. I think the foul occurred, though, underneath with the body. That's what the official indicates. So it's the first foul on T-Town 4 minutes into the second quarter.
Kenna Mahaffey at the line to shoot 2. Makes the first one. His first point makes it a 2-point game. Shoes lead trimmed to 17-15. T-Town's led by 3. Effingham's led by 4. Mahaffey's foul shot good. Got them both down. And it's a 1-point game, 17-16.
The way these two teams get after it, you could have fooled me to say that those would be the first 2 free throws and halfway through the second quarter.
And then we'd have that few fouls. Drace works it way out front for T-Town. No trouble as Lark reached in there, but he gets it off safely to Will. It's like on-the-job training here for Michael Drace. 5'8" sophomore. Gets it to Winthy. Bobby back to Drace. Drace on the left wing to Winthy. That pass will get stolen sometime tonight. Didn't that trip. Meddy with it left side. Brett brings it back out top. Ooh. Curls to the lane, rolls to the hole, and the shot came out no good. And the rebound goes to Lark. Hearts get it down to Knight in the lane. Foreman underneath. Woolman put it up and in. Count the basket. And it could be a 3-point play. Matt Woltman took it to the house.
Woltman definitely sought the contact on that play. He decided that he was going to take it to Winthy as much as Winthy was going to come after him. It's Winthy's second and the team's second.
Brett Meddy gets a breather now for T-Town. Shoes bring Ted Jansen in, the 6'1.5" senior. He's half of a twindom. Todd also is on the team. Foul shot by Woltman, no good. So he got the bucket, missed the foul shot. Bobby Winthy, the rebound here for T-Town. Pass down court to Drace. Shoes trail now by 1. Layup, no good. Knight had the rebound. Shoes go to the floor to get it away. Inside Winthy, shot no good. Knight this rebound, and he got fouled. Kind of like wrestling at the chase all of a sudden here. Woo.
Well, and Winthy's frustrated after missing that layup again. Then he comes back and commits the foul on the rebound, and that's his third. So 3 fouls for T-Town, but Bobby has them all.
So he has a seat, and pick up who's back in here in a second for you. Kenter, I guess, is back. Shoes have it out, or Hearts have it out top. Effingham leads it again, 18-17 after that basket by Woltman. Mahaffey tried to get it to Woltman. It's grabbed instead by Knight, and he hooks it up. No good. T-Town rebound. Grabbed out of there, and here come the Shoes. Will down court to Ted Jansen. Baseline, Kenter, Hardick, Will, runner in the lane, banked it out. No good. Rebound Lark. I thought that was good. Mahaffey drives coast to coast, spin move in the lane, puts it up, and it's out. No good. T-Town rebound, Drace gets it. Holy cow, we've missed some bunnies in this game.
It was good shooting, and then all of a sudden, nobody can hit anything.
Hardick gets it left side to Justin Kenter. There's a cut to the basket by Will, and he left hands it up and in.
That was pretty.
Cody Will with 4. That puts the Shoes back in front, 19-18.
Pretty pass, pretty body control to get that shot up with the left hand by Will. That's tough.
Lark out top. And another traveling call. I don't know what he's doing, but Leighton Lark's got burned for traveling twice, and Jason Wagner says he stutter stepped.
Yeah, and that's what I saw on the first one. I had my head down on this one, so I don't know, but that's what the official sees. That's all that matters.
Ted Jansen sits down. You're not usually that agreeable. Ted Jansen sits down.
Well, it depends if he's right, and I don't know.
And Brett Meddy's back. T-Town with the ball and a 1-point lead. They go inside, knocked away by Knight. Now it's loose, and Mahaffey ends up with it. He got poked in the eye, but
yeah.
And we got Reed Hardick on the floor for T-Town. Out about the top of the arc. Now he's up.
And there.
Man. So now we got to check for, I'd say, some perspiration. Anyway, Ken and Mahaffey in the meantime is checking the parts and checking the eyeball.
They called the foul on Drace.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Reed Hardick's hurting.
Yeah, and
he's not 100% walking off the floor here. I think he might have a little blood.
And he's got the towel up to the mouth. Meanwhile, Mahaffey.
Coach Wilson's trying to lead Reed over where he can tend to him here.
Well, with 1:36, he's just probably taking him into the locker room.
Well, trainer Troy's trying to get an ice pack ready in the meantime, as Troy Van Blaricum is going to clean up some blood out here about the volleyball line. It's there goes Reed off to the locker room. Haven't been many fouls, but doesn't mean there haven't been a whole lot of them committed.
I saw Mahaffey get hit. I did not see what happened to Hardick. It was kind of after the play. He hit his chin on the floor. Got our eyes in the sky up here, so he kind of went down on the floor and busted his chin. That does not feel good. I can promise you that.
Already got that left arm wrapped. So anyway, we're just keeping it here for a second. Ken, I'll tell you what, we have a break in the action here with 1:36 to go. And let's keep it here. That's all right. Mike McCullum's going to be our guest at halftime. We're going to talk about the Effingham Teutopolis Christmas Tournament. It's coming up next Friday and Saturday, the 27th and 28th. They'll utilize both J.H. Griffin Gym and Effingham High School Gym. And you're invited. And a reminder again, they're going to sell an all-session, all-tournament pass for $15. If you're here tonight and listening, they have them on sale out in the lobby, right next to the table where the Unit 40 Foundation is looking for money for a surface. So if you're in the market for a Christmas present, you might want to keep that in mind. So we got that going on, but also out there are those passes for the entire tournament, the Effingham Teutopolis Christmas Tournament. So keep that in mind. $15, you get in all 4 sessions. There's 2 games a session. You can see a whole lot of basketball for $15.
And I know there's a lot of people who will spend their holidays watching basketball, and that's a great way to do it for sure.
You know it. Speaking of basketball, we haven't talked yet about our next broadcast. Friday night, we ought to have a good one. St. Anthony's going to Dietrich Friday night. Glad to see Jeff Stacer's team Friday night, so that's coming up Friday night.
That's a big conference matchup early in the year, to say the least.
Absolutely. So a couple of county teams getting together Friday night on the radio. Mahaffey out top to Kevin Doherty. Right side to Leighton Lark. T-Town leads it 19-18. Blood's all cleared up. People are getting taped up. Doherty left side. Drives baseline. Pulls up for two. Short again. Boy, Ken's been short on his shots tonight. Rebound Medi for T-Town. So the Shoes with the ball in a 1-point lead. Will splits a double team. He goes underneath and threw it out of bounds. Over into the chamber, and another Shoes turnover.
That's their fourth.
So the Hearts get the ball back with 1:06 before halftime. Trailing by 1. It's 11-8 T-Town in this second quarter. It was 10-8 Effingham in the first quarter. Mahaffey finally got it across the half line with a pass to Lark. Back to Mahaffey. Head of the key to Woltman. Matt a dribble. Needing help now. Finally, Doherty to the rescue. Down to 47 seconds. Out top to Knight. 43 seconds. Woltman going baseline. Got an opening to the basket and missed the layup. Medi the rebound for T-Town. Man, so many missed shots around the basket in this game. Medi with it out top. Got knocked away by Woltman. Stolen by the Hearts. Down to Lark. He's going to the hole now. He got his pocket picked by Will. And then Lark reached back in and committed the foul.
Boy, what hustle, though, by Will of Teutopolis to get back there and get that steal. And then Lark commits the personal. His first, team's third.
So the Shoes end up with the basketball after all with 22 seconds left in the half. And they have the ball in the 1-point lead here. Drace gets it across midcourt. Working right side, comes to the baseline. And there's an offensive foul as Sandschafer got a piece of Mahaffey, and that's a turnover on T-Town. And now with 12.5, the Hearts have a chance to regain the lead before halftime.
So now the turnovers are even all of a sudden this quarter as Teutopolis has had a rash of them. 6 apiece here in the second quarter.
Happened right in front of the official. Mahaffey, 9 seconds, gets it across midcourt, drives left side, pulls up, can't shoot. Out to Woltman, going to the hole, puts it up and good. And the Hearts get a bucket right ahead of the buzzer, something I've seen T-Town do about 1,000 times. And the Hearts get the lead back right before the halftime buzzer. Coming up in a minute, a halftime show that's going to be busy, courtesy of our friends at Compass Advisory Group. At the half at Effingham, it's Effingham 20, Teutopolis 19 here on 97.9 XFM.
Northside Ford in Effingham is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports. Stop by and see all the new and exciting 2013 Fords in stock now at Northside Ford, or visit them online at effinghamford.com.
See who gets out of the gate in style in the second half in a game, especially this close, Matt. That first 3 minutes of the third quarter that we talk about often are really going to be crucial.
We've seen it countless numbers of times, and by the way, made a mistake in the stats. Effingham was 2 of 3 at the free throw line. They did miss a free throw. I'm going to blame that on Coach McCullum, though. He's kind of rooting me out of here too quick.
I understand. T-Town throws it away. Basically, they had it out top, and Justin Kenter passed it across the floor, and nobody came to get it. So the Shoes turn it over. Andy said, when I talked to him before the game, he says, you know, Greg, we got a lot of new kids, and they haven't played a lot lately. And I think you can see it on Effingham's end, too, that once these guys have got a few more games under their belts, it's going to be a lot of fun. Like that. Matt Woltman went inside, missed a layup. But this time, Kevin Doherty was there for the follow. The putback's good, and Doherty was 6, and the Hearts lead by 3 here, 22-19. That's how the second half scoring gets underway.
Effingham's done a great job on the glass, especially their own, all night long.
Medi with the ball, working against Woltman here. Tries to post up, but can't, and kicks it on the corner to Justin Kenter. Kenter to Medi, working on the right side of the floor here. Brett one dribble, and Cody Will comes to get the ball. Minute into the third quarter, Hearts by 3. Shoes with the ball. Medi got shoved just a little. Gets it out safely to Will. Cody goes down low to Sandschafer, working against Doherty, and he dribbled it out of bounds. Boy, T-Town having some trouble with turnovers. That's 2 quick ones here.
Yeah, they haven't got a shot away yet, and so the first minute, at least, for Teutopolis hasn't been too fruitful.
I noticed that Reed Hardick's not back, and neither's Coach Wilson, so they must still be working on Reed down in the
there he comes.
trainer room. As if on cue. There you go. Trainer Troy's back, too. That's good news. So Reed is back on the bench, but looks like he may or may not be back. He's still a little woozy. Hearts get it underneath. Meantime, Knight hooks it up. Short. Man, there have been a lot of bunnies missed tonight. Sandschafer the rebound for T-Town. If Effingham had made about half of these layups, they'd be up 10 or 12. Drace down in the corner to Medi. Brett on the dribble. Thought about going one-on-one. Instead, kicks it out top now to Kenter. Knight working on him. Kenter drives to the hole, puts it up, got it, and drew the foul. Heck of an effort by Justin Kenter to get the bucket, and the Shoes are back within one.
And Teutopolis needed that. That was their first shot of the second half. Then to get the bucket to go and a foul to boot. This will be their first trip to the line as the foul goes against Leighton Lark. He has 2 now for Effingham.
No offense to John Undgren, but boy, there's a change. Sandshafer sat down and Undgren came in. That's about 6 inches and maybe 100 pounds.
I think they might have to rematch on the defensive end.
I'll bet somebody's got somebody else right now. Kenter makes the foul shot, and that ties it. So his three-point play knots it at 22. Hearts with the ball and 2 minutes into the third quarter. Hearts are 4-1. T-Town 5-1. Woltman, left side, Mahaffey, a runner for 2, around and no good. Rebound out of bounds, it'll go to the Shoes. My, oh my, so many shots around the basket. Ron Reed said, what am I supposed to do?
Well, they're getting decent shots, and
man,
I mean, yes, they should be going in at a better rate than they are, but basketball's so easy up here.
Undgren to Cody Will, working at left side of the floor. Back out top. Drace has it, now to Undgren. To Will, drives inside, ran over somebody. Yeah, that's a charge. Mahaffey took one for the team there, and that's a personal on T-Town and another turnover.
You know, that block charge, the toughest call to make in basketball? That one wasn't.
Nah, that was not tough.
That was pretty easy to see. You like the aggressiveness, but Cody just needs to stop and pop that shot from 6 or 8. That's still a good look.
So the Hearts get it back on another Shoes turnover. See if the Hearts can cash in. Woltman. Nice pass inside. Woltman lays it up and in. He went to the basket after he got rid of the ball. Mahaffey found him for a layup. Woltman was 6, and the Hearts are back up to 24-22.
You keep giving Effingham those looks, they are going to start knocking them down.
Undgren and Drace are both out there for the Shoes now, so a little more ball handling. Undgren with the basketball, brings it out top. John inside. Cody Will cut to the basket. Layup won't go. Leighton Lark the rebound for Effingham. Off to Mahaffey, and Kennan gets it across midcourt.
I'm not 100% sure that pass was for Will, but he caught it on the move and made a nice drive, just didn't get it.
Mahaffey into Woltman, hooks it on the side. Leighton Lark for 3, no good. Mahaffey weak side rebound. Back to Knight, back to Mahaffey for 2. It's no good. Lark the rebound, but he must have been over the back. A foul on the Hearts.
He done something that the officials didn't like. So now all of a sudden Leighton has 3 fouls. Leighton has 3 for Effingham. Bobby Winthy has 3 for Teutopolis. Nobody else on either team has more than 3 combined.
Lark, Woltman, Doherty, Knight, Mahaffey, the starters for the Hearts out there right now. Going to the hole for T-Town. Will missed the layup. Woltman the rebound for Effingham. To Mahaffey down to Lark. Lark spin move to the basket. Put it up, no good, and that's a charge.
Ooh. That's a huge call in this ball game, too.
Well, I'm pretty sure Meddy was still moving, but Lark gets called for the foul on the charge, and he went in there all guns a-blazing with 3 fouls already, and the charge gives him 4, obviously, and a turnover on the Hearts. That
could be huge. Effingham has depth, but Lark has been a key player for years in Effingham's program.
Jace gets it across the left side, now goes baseline. Back out top to Will. 24-22 Effingham. Shoes with the ball. We're halfway through the third quarter. Pass inside. Stolen by Woltman. Now he loses the handle. Grab right back by Will to Kenter. Pass out to Will. Shot for 3. Good. Cody Will hits the 3. I hope I gave you an accurate description of what just happened.
That was a busted play, to say the least, but it worked out for the Shoes.
And Will drains the 3, and that puts T-Town back in front, 25-24. Foreman came in, by the way, when Lark sat down with a 4th foul, and now it's off Mahaffey. He gets it back to Woltman, to Knight. The layup, good, and he drew the foul. Phil Knight's first points puts the Hearts back in front, 26-25, and he's got 1.
That was another scramble-type play that ended up in points, and that's what you have to do against good defensive teams, is sometimes you have to take advantage of things that just happen that are out of sequence, and that time they drew the foul on Meddy, his first.
Foul shot no good, but there's Woltman for the rebound, but he dribbled it out of bounds. He never really had a handle on it, but He touched it last, and it's out of bounds. It'll be T-Town basketball.
Well, that was good hustle by Woltman. Just couldn't quite get it under control.
It's 26-25 Effingham. 3:24 to go in the third quarter. By the way, Altamont won at the St. Elmo tournament. It's underway opening night tonight. Altamont beat Cowden Herrick 81-48. There is another game over there. If anybody can get the score, Kenna will. Meddy with the ball, free throw line. Right side, Cody Will hooks it out top. Here's a three try for T-Town. No good by Kenter, and Doherty high in the air for the rebound for Effingham. Picks up the dribble, leaves it with Mahaffey. T-Town drops back on defense. Kennan across the half line, bounce pass to Foreman, over to Mahaffey. Hooks it down low. Foreman goes to the hole, puts it up and in. Isaac Foreman goes to the hole. And the Hearts are up 3, 28-25. Down court, Will kicks it on the side. Kenter's shot blocked, but a foul on Effingham. Woltman got called for the block. And that'll send T-Town to the line here for 2.
Looked like it was a pretty well-contested shot, but the officials say, indeed, Woltman got him across the arm. That was the only call that you could have made. He must have slipped down and got him on the wrist instead of getting the ball cleanly.
Kenter to the line. Justin has 5 points tonight. Foul shot good. That brings the Shoes back within 2. Ungren will sit down. Bobby Wenthy back in for T-Town. It's a little more beef out there. 28-26 the score. 2:38 to go third quarter. Neither team is led by more than 4. Right now it's a 2-point Effingham lead. Foul shot good. Justin got them both down. He has 7. It's a 1-point game, and timeout Effingham. 2:38 to go third quarter. Back in a minute here at EHS. It's Effingham 28, Teutopolis 27 on 97.9 XFM.
See what's new today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, like the all-new 2014 Silverado. With more room, more power, simply more truck than the competition. Or the all-new Impala with its stylish exterior and roomy interior, plus over 30 miles per gallon. Test drive them today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, online at danheck.com.
Ron Reed called time with 2:38 to go in the third quarter. Effingham leads Teutopolis 28-27. Let's see who's out there. We haven't told you here for a while. Doherty, Foreman, Knight, Bone, and Woltman out there for Effingham. T-Town has Cody Will and Bobby Wenthy, and Drace, and Kenter, and Meddy. That's who's out there for the Shoes right now. Hearts with the ball in a 1-point lead. Woltman left side to Mahaffey. Down low to Woltman, to Foreman. Back out to Knight, now to Bone. Bounce pass head of the key. Doherty tried to force it inside and got away with it to Foreman. Well, I thought that was going to get stolen. Knight. Now to Woltman. Right wing to Bone. Braden one bounce and out top to Foreman. Looking for a cutter. Nobody to cut. Woltman comes out to receive it. Now to Bone. T-Town's after it on defense. Knight down low. Woltman posts up. Spin move. Shot off the glass. Won't go. Rebound T-Town. Grabbed out of there by Kenter. Good post move, but he headed out of bounds, and the shot came off no good. Shoes have it out top. Kenter drives left side. Down low to Meddy. Lost the handle, but regains it. Brett working against Foreman. Meddy inside. Can't shoot. Off to Will, who shoots a 3, and he buried it. Wow. Barely rippled the net. Cody Will in double figures with 10. The Shoes are back up to 30-28.
How often do you have a 6'5 sophomore that can drive, draw the defense, and kick it to the open 3 shooter? Wow.
Knight, pardon me. Right side, Woltman. Inside, Foreman lost it. Stolen away by T-Town. So now on the Hearts' third turnover, Shoes have a chance to get their biggest lead of the game. Now, I know that's not saying a lot since neither team's led by more than 4. The Shoes have only been up 3, but they're up 2 now and have the ball, and we're under a minute to go in the third quarter. Kenter works around a screen. Right side to Drace. Curls in, no room, so off to Meddy. Looks like the Shoes may go for the last one. Kenter, as the Hearts spread the defense. Drace goes left side with 38 seconds to go. Drace way out top, and the guards go after him. Bone knocked it away, but the Shoes get it back. Will says, give me the ball. 26 seconds.
Bone was frustrated too, man. He thought he was going to get a steal off of that. It just went right back to Drace off the tip away.
So Will pulls it out at midcourt. 16 seconds. We're running down the third quarter clock. Shoes with the ball in the 2-point lead. Will drives, now pulls it back out. 9, and he may just take it one-on-one here.
Yep.
Will drives against two, spin move in the lane, floater for two is good. Heck of an effort by Cody Will. He has a dozen. The Hearts throw it down the floor and hits the back of the glass, but it's a 4-point Shoes lead. Boy, Cody Will says, just give me the ball and I'll take care of the rest. What a heady play. Shoes by 4 as we go to the fourth. It's Teutopolis 32, Effingham 28 here on 97.9 XFM. The Unit 40 Foundation had a raffle tonight for a Surface, and Steve Bone was the winner. So Braden's dad comes home with some hardware tonight. Unit 40 Foundation does all kinds of nice things for the school district and the kids that go here. Jim Siner and Lori King down there from the foundation helping with the drawing. 32-28 T-Town as we start the fourth quarter. First quarter that the Shoes have had the lead. And see how the Hearts respond. Foreman inside. Shot from the baseline for two. Rolls out, no good. That's happened all night for Effingham. Foreman goes back in, forces the jump, but Meddy hung in there, and the alternate possession will give it off to the Shoes. Boy, Effingham has just missed so many shots around the basket tonight.
But they're still not shooting poorly overall. They were at 40% from the field, but you're right. Most of those shots are so close that percentage should be higher.
Or they need to back up.
Well, that could be.
Meddy down court for T-Town. Double teamed. He gets tied up in a jump. Woltman, good work reaching in, forces the jump, and the Hearts will get it on the alternate possession there. And there's a turnover on the Shoes. 32-28 T-Town as we start the fourth quarter. Mahaffey, Woltman, Marcus Robinson's back. Doherty and Foreman out there right now for Effingham. Lark's down with 4 fouls. Doherty, right side to Woltman. Bat one dribble and out top Foreman to Robinson. Robinson working on Kenter, out top to Mahaffey. Left side now to Foreman. Boy, there's a lot of grabbing going on. Doherty for two. Rattles out, no good. Rebound T-Town. Drace, the littlest kid on the floor, gets the rebound for T-Town. Boy, they could go up 5 or 6 this trip. Wenthy, baseline shot, blocked by Foreman. Gets the putback, though, and Bobby puts it up and in. Wenthy's first points, and the Shoes are up 6, 34-28. Let's see what happens here with 6:49 to go.
One thing I know, Bobby's not going to be afraid.
Mahaffey, boy, he's a strong kid. Mahaffey leaves it with Foreman to Mahaffey. Shot baseline for two. It won't go. Rebound. Foreman puts it up and in. I don't know how he got it, but he got it, and he stuck it in, and it's a 4-point game again, 34-30.
If you could give an assist on a rebound, it would go to Robinson. He's the one who kept it alive.
Will Kenter for T-Town. Shoes with the ball, 4-point lead, and 6:20 to go. Kenter holds and now puts it on the floor. Drace, Meddy with it. Looking for help here. And nobody's coming. And the Hearts are right there, and now they're counting, and now Meddy puts it on the floor. Meddy curls to the free throw line. Side, baseline. Kenter goes to the whole ball's kicked out of bounds by Woltman. It'll stay with the Shoes to inbound on the baseline.
I think it's a good thing Woltman kicked that ball, because if not, Robinson was going to try to save it, and he was going to smash into the wall down there, but he heard the whistle. So he slowed up just in time.
Kenter gets the ball inbounds for T-Town. Kenter and Will and Drace and Meddy and Wenthy out there right now for T-Town. Shoes with the ball in a 4-point lead and 5:40 to go. Meddy has it, looking for help. Now puts it on the dribble against Foreman. Now pulls it out to half court. Leaves it with Drace, and Mahaffey has him. Drace needing some help. Lost the dribble, got it back, and there's a foul on Mahaffey.
Mahaffey's picked up 2 fouls in this ball game, and both of them have been when he's been playing intense defense out top. And he picks them up with about 3.5 or 4 seconds on the count. He's just hustling and working hard, but if he could just keep those hands back for another second, he might get a 5-second call.
Shoes get it inbounded on the side near midcourt. Cody Will. Meddy with it. He's double teamed, trapped at midcourt. It's knocked away, and the Hearts get the steal. Doherty gets it. Second Shoes turnover this quarter. Robinson with the basketball. Hearts just 2 points in this quarter after just 8 in the third quarter. Mahaffey holds it out top. Bounce pass to Woltman, left side to Robinson. Again, Lark down with 4 fouls. Foreman, Doherty, Woltman, Mahaffey, head of the key to Doherty. Robinson, wide open on a 3. Around, no good. somehow Doherty got in there. He hits the deck. T-Town got the rebound. Will down to Kenner. Missed the layup. Woltman the rebound for Effingham. Well, I'm telling you, this is physical. Doherty underneath. Foreman lays it up and in. Foreman was 6. Hart's within 2. T-Town tries to beat everybody, and Kenner lost it off his foot out of bounds. Oh, we're calling a block on Doherty. Holy cow. Well, anyway, be out of bounds to T-Town on the common foul.
That's Effingham's 5th, the first on Doherty.
Sandschafer back. Wenthy sits down. Kenner sits down. And looking to get it in here is T-Town, and Will got it in safely to Mehdi. A little high on the dribble. Lost it going down the lane. Doherty stole it, but then the outlet pass is thrown right into the hands of Cody Will for T-Town. And now a foul on Robinson for Effingham.
Both coaches telling each team, calm down a little bit here.
Yeah,
it's a 2-point game halfway through the fourth quarter, but this will be a 1-and-1 opportunity all of a sudden for T-Town, as that's the 7th team foul against Effingham.
Leighton Lark's getting up. I think Ron's about ready to send him back in, and Phil Knight, they are both going to come back in. 34-32 T-Town. Will with a chance to extend the lead, and he missed the 1-and-1, and the hustling after the rebound, Sandschafer for the shoes. To Will and out top to Drace. And the big boy wanted the rebound the most.
Yeah.
Mehdi out top with it. Right side to Drace. Head of the key, Undgren. Left side to Will. Top of the key, Sandschafer. Now to Undgren. Baseline to Mehdi. Working in against Woltman. Working. And out top to Undgren. Shoes with the ball. 2-point lead and 3:49 to go. Undgren, Sandschafer down low to Mehdi. Lost it. It's out of bounds, and it's off. Oh, and they called a shove on Woltman. Eventually. And a foul, and that's enough to put T-Town on the bonus.
Yeah, they'll be up there for another 1-and-1 as Woltman picks up that one. And I was a little surprised that foul didn't get called earlier, because Woltman was bumping as they tried to the high lob, but eventually it went out of bounds, so the official had to call something, I guess.
Woltman sits down and Robinson sits down. Lark and Knight are back for Effingham. Mehdi at the line, missed the 1-and-1, and the Hearts get the rebound. Hearts can tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3 with 3.5 to go. They get it across the half line. Mahaffey right side to Doherty. Out top to Foreman. Now to Mahaffey. Down low to Doherty. Posts up. Put it up. It's no good. It rolled out again. That's about 10 layups the Hearts have missed, and the T-Towners get the rebound. Mehdi clears it out. Man.
He did such a good job with the shot fake, and he just didn't get it finished.
Everybody's really intense. Here's a steal by Doherty. He goes down. He got the shot off. No good, but he got fouled. And I think they'll give him 2.
John Undgren picks up the personal on the 4th Teutopolis turnover this quarter. So all of a sudden, T-Town's turnovers are causing issues here late in the ball game.
Well, let me tell you about Doherty now. He missed that layup. He got down court and got that steal of that pass.
And he didn't do anything silly after he missed the shot on this end either.
Foul shot, Doherty good. Kevin was 7. Another one could tie it. Bobby Wenthy back in for Undgren for the shoes. 3:05 to go. T-Town 34-33. Doherty with a chance to tie it here with a foul shot. Junior takes his time, puts it in. Doherty with 8, and the Hearts have come back to tie it at 34 and timeout Hearts with 3:05 to go. Back in 30. It's Effingham 34, Teutopolis 34 here on 97.9 XFM.
Northside Ford in Effingham is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports. Stop by and see all the new and exciting 2013 Fords in stock now at Northside Ford, or visit them online at effinghamford.com.
It's 34-34, Effingham and T-Town.
Just a little update, Greg, on Reed Hardick. He is sitting on the bench, as you mentioned. He came back to the bench, but he does not even get off the bench during the timeouts. His night is obviously done, and we hope it's just something that he can come back from quickly, as he apparently hit his chin on the floor. There's a whole lot of issues that can come from that.
A whole lot of good folks in that Hardick family. I've known 3 generations of them. T-Town gets the ball inbounded after the Hearts have come back to tie this thing 34-34. They were down 6 earlier in the quarter, and now we're tied with 2:49 to go. Undgren has it out top for T-Town. Michael Drace, rather. Baseline, Meddy lays it up, and good. Meddy got the bucket, and there's a foul. It could be a three-point play.
Effingham lost track of Brett Meddy after he set a screen. Both defenders for Effingham went with the man he set the screen for. That left Meddy wide open. They found him. Foreman tried to recover, but too late to pick up his second foul.
Brett Meddy with 1 here, and he bullets it home. So Meddy with 9, big three-point play for him, and T-Town's back up 3, 37-34. 2.5 to go. Mahaffey to Lark. Layton sat a long time after that foul trouble earlier in the half. He's needing help, can't find anybody. And finally, Foreman came to the rescue. Now to Mahaffey. Hearts down 3. Mahaffey going to the hole, puts it up, got it blocked. And Meddy takes it out of there for T-Town. Wow. That's quite a play. Get you 3 on the other end and get a block here on this end.
And he just went straight up and grabbed the ball when it was pushed into his hands.
Drace with the basketball now for the Shoes. Right side knocked away by Mahaffey. To Foreman. To Mahaffey. Left-hand layup is off. No good. Rebound loose. T-Town gets it. Wenthy going to the hole. Hooks it underneath. Will lays it up and in. Cody Will with 14. 5-point lead for T-Town. Boy, the Hearts have missed a lot of layups. Timeout Effingham with 1:43 to go. It's Teutopolis 39, Effingham 34. Back in a minute here on 97.9 XFM. Well, I know it's hard to make them, but the Hearts have missed 10 layups.
Oh, yeah, I'd say pretty easily. And, yeah, some of these shots just have got to go in, and they're not, and then that just builds on itself. You start thinking about it more than you should, and Effingham has to come up with some points here. Need them pretty quickly, too. I mean, in a 39-34 game, there's still time, but it's been hard to get points.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect a flurry now after the way this game's gone.
T-Town comes out in the zone after the timeout. Interesting move.
Clark with the ball for Effingham. Now to Knight, now to Mahaffey. Thought about a 3, couldn't get his feet set. Now to Doherty, back to Mahaffey. He goes baseline, shot for 2, in and out. Rebound goes to T-Town. Sandschafer grabs it, and they called a foul. Mahaffey looked like he had him tied up in a jump, but Jason Wagner called the foul. And that'll send Teutopolis down to the line to shoot 2, because that's double bonus for Effingham.
That's Mahaffey's 3rd on the 10th team foul. So Sandschafer will step to the line, and statistically, he's 1 for 1 from the field with 2 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, but he's been a big presence inside for T-Town tonight.
And Sandschafer steps to the line here. 97.9 XFM, WXCF, and Effingham. Sandschafer's foul shot, good. So there's a 6-point lead. Hearts will bring Foreman back in, and Knight sits down. So Effingham's running with Lark, Mahaffey, Foreman, Doherty, and Woltman. Sandschafer makes it a 6-point Shoes lead. Big Junior ready for another one here. Takes his time. Puts it up and short. Rebound Effingham, grabbed by Foreman. But the Shoes are up 6. That's 2 3-pointers and 1:10 to go. Mahaffey out top. Right side, Lark. Back out to Mahaffey. Back to Lark. Open for a 3. Got it. 3-point game. Leighton Lark hits a huge 3. 40-37. Timeout Effingham.
First 3 of the game for Effingham.
Back in a minute with 1:02 to go. 40-37 Shoes here on 97.9 XFM.
See what's new today at Dan Heck Toyota in Effingham, like the restyled RAV4, now with more room, comfort, and better fuel economy. Or the luxurious Avalon, with living room comfort for 5 and over 40 miles per gallon. Test drive them today at Dan Heck Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham, or danheck.com online.
1:02 to go in regulation. It's Teutopolis 40, Effingham 37 after a big 3 from Leighton Lark.
Huge shot at a big time. Teutopolis went into a zone to try to confuse the Effingham offense, and they worked it around a little bit. burn 17 seconds, but when you get 3 points out of the deal, you'll definitely take that trade.
Meddy will inbound for T-Town, and he gets it into Cody Will, and he went out of bounds. Nice work by Marcus Robinson. Cody tried to go around him, and he stepped out of bounds. So it's Hearts basketball to inbound on their end of the floor with a minute to go, and the Shoes' 5th turnover. Woltman back in for Knight, Robinson down, and Foreman's back. So the Hearts can tie it with a 3. Mahaffey has it inbounds.
T-Town back to the man.
Cody tried to go around Robinson, and there was no room. Mahaffey lost the dribble. Down low, Foreman shot for 2, around, and good. It's a 1-point game. 5 quick for Effingham. Timeout with 48 seconds to go. So it was 5, and it was 6, and now it's a 1-point game. Back in 30. 48 seconds left. It's T-Town 40, Effingham 39 on 97.9 XFM. I want to remind everybody Wayne's videotaping this game, so you'll be able to see it yourself and judge for yourself about all the things we've talked about tonight. He'll have it up on the website at 979xfm.com and kjcountry.com. And yes, there will be DVD copies available as soon as Wayne has time to make them. 48 seconds to go. T-Town in front, but now the lead's 1 instead of 6. It's 40-39. Cody Will and Grace have it in backcourt. Still in backcourt, and there's a whistle down court. T-Town called time with 39 seconds to go. So when Andy wasn't sure they were going to beat the 10 count, Teutopolis called time and checking where they'll inbound on the side. So, Kenna, let's take a 30-second pause, all right? 40-39 Shoes, 39 seconds left here on 97.9 XFM. 39 seconds left. It's 40-39 T-Town. Shoes with a basketball.
Couple of big things here. Effingham is out of timeouts, so that could be a key coming down the stretch. Teutopolis still has 2, but of course Effingham's on the 5-0 run here to make it a 1-point game. Ron Reed called those timeouts to get his defense on the court, so to speak, with the full court pressure. When you see Robinson come in, Knight come in as well, they sit Foreman and maybe Woltman and provides them with a little more quickness out there.
Sandschafer, Will, Drace, Wenthy, and Meddy for T-Town as they inbound here. Meddy gets it into Will. This is where T-Town's really been able to capitalize, and there's a foul, a bump. Doherty or Mahaffey one called for the nudge.
Should be Doherty, I believe. It is, and he picks up his second. Again, it'll be 2 free throws coming up now for Cody Will. He missed the front end of a 1-and-1 his last time at the line.
So he gets 2 here. That'd make the lead 3. 40-39 Shoes. Cody Will with 14 tonight makes the first one. Big senior, making a big senior foul shot there. Down go Knight, down go Robinson, in come Woltman, in come Foreman for Effingham. 41-39, Shoes by 2.
Boy, you got to keep Sandschafer off of that glass.
Still a 1-possession game. Cody's foul shot, good. Got them both down. 16 for Will. It's 42-39 Shoes. Hearts can tie with a 3 with 35 seconds to go. They give the ball to Doherty. Kevin, baseline, Lark, Foreman lost the handle. And a whistle. And a foul on Teutopolis.
It was a late whistle, but I think it was a correct whistle. It looked like they got Foreman on the way up, so Isaac will be asked to knock down a couple of big free throws here as Meddy picks up his second personal.
As Matt's pointed out, Effingham's out of timeouts. 1-possession game. Foreman can get it to within 1 if he makes them both. The foul shot good. Isaac has 9. It's 42-40.
That was a shooting foul, not what Teutopolis wants to give up, but they only have 4 team fouls committed, so they have fouls to give, so to speak, should they choose to do that coming down the stretch.
Mahaffey came back in. Knight's coming in for Foreman. This foul shot, good. He got them both down. 10 for Foreman, 42-41, and now Foreman will come out, and they'll run back in Knight.
8 of those 10 here in the fourth quarter.
Well, the Hearts all of a sudden have got the lid off here. Will has to call timeout as they trapped him right by the Hearts bench, so Cody calls time with... I'm looking at Andy. Anyway, the timeout got called. 22 seconds to go. Shoes lead it 42-41. We might as well just keep it here. Cody got in no man's land over here and had to burn the timeout. He had to hang on the basketball, though.
Well, he called it kind of quick as far as the 10-second call was concerned, so he could have held the ball for a little bit yet and maybe burned some more clock, but that's easy to think about and register up here. When you've got two guys standing in front of you and you don't see any of your teammates, it's best to take care of the ball, and that's what Cody did.
You got two Hearts and Ron Reed looking at you. That's not good if you're the Teutopolis kid. So the Shoes call the timeout with 22 seconds to go. It's 42-41. Shoes by 1 now. But the Shoes have the basketball.
And they should have one timeout left, according to my count here. They should have a 30 left.
We're going to talk with both coaches on the post-game show, both Andy and Ron, so stick around for that, as well as all the stats. And that'll be on the Farm Credit Services of Illinois post-game show. Meddy will inbound right in front of the Effingham bench here for T-Town. Brett gets it in safely, and off the ball we've got a whistle. Cody will hit the deck. And Doherty or Mahaffey, I guess. Mahaffey on the foul with 22 seconds to go.
Well, they put it on 3-0, Greg. Both of them were there. It is Doherty's third.
Okay. So the foul on Kevin.
Good news is no time off the clock for Effingham.
So Cody will head to the line here to shoot 2. Foul shot. Good. Boys pouring them in. 17 for Cody Will. 43-41. Hearts do the shuttle. They bring Foreman and Woltman back in. Down go Robinson and Knight. Lark and Doherty and Mahaffey, the other 3 Effinghamers out there. Shoes by 2. Cody Will with another foul shot. Boys been just gunning him. There's another one good.
Wow.
Boy, has he stepped up big. 18 for Will. The Hearts trail by 3. They get the ball inbounds with 20 seconds to go. Doherty drives. Hearts need a 3 to tie. Looking, Woltman, Mahaffey, he was open for a while, and he gets fouled.
And that's
Shoes
okay.
Foul.
T-Town stops the clock, but it's just their 5th team foul, so, you know, Effingham looked like they might be getting in rhythm for a shot, so instead they fouled them.
So the Hearts will inbound here with 11 seconds now. Leighton Lark will inbound from the baseline to Foreman and out to Mahaffey. 3 to tie. Mahaffey in trouble, needing help, and there's a foul with 5 seconds to go. And another common foul.
Well, they really had Effingham in a bind there, but the Hearts will try to work an inbounds from the sideline now.
Got to be a 3, remember. Hearts are down 3. 5 seconds left. Lark to inbound. Gets it to Woltman. Fake, shot for 3, banked it, no good. T-Town the rebound. The Shoes get the win. Final score, Teutopolis 44, Effingham 41. Hearts were down 6, got back within 1, but could never get back over the rim. And the Shoes get the win. They improved to 6-1. Hearts fall to 4-2. Neither team led by more than 6 points in this one. Shoes win it by 3. Final score, Teutopolis 44, Effingham 41. Post-game show on the way in a minute, courtesy of Farm Credit Services of Illinois here on 97.9 XFM.
Northside Ford in Effingham is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports. Stop by and see all the new and exciting 2013 Fords in stock now at Northside Ford, or visit them online at effinghamford.com.
We'll visit with the Hearts mentor again. Shoes a winner by 3, and Ron, in a close one, everything's magnified, you know, because it was just close throughout. And, your kid's down 6, got it to 1, and just fell a little short.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, T-Town came through and they hit some big free throws to keep it a 3-point ball game, which was big. You know, one of the things I always get frustrated with is, you know, both teams really battle, and it's quite an effort both teams always put on for the fans. I mean, you know, both teams really want to win it, and it's frustrating to when you get a good look around the bucket. We did a very poor job of finishing around the bucket tonight. We left 10, 12 points under the bucket, and that we didn't finish very well. And you know, I don't know if that contributes to a little bit of a layoff that we haven't competed for against someone else or what. I mean, I'm not And believe me, I'm not trying to take anything away from T-Town. They played a great basketball game, and like I said before, both teams really battled. But I just thought we left a lot of points out there that it was kind of frustrating.
Yeah, and it was mentioned during the broadcast that you consistently got yourself good shot opportunities, but just couldn't cash in.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is, I'm proud of the boys. Like I told them there in the locker room, I said, you know, you work hard, you know, and you put forth this great effort, and then you come up short because, you know, you finally get what you want and you can't put it in the hole then, and it's just frustrating.
Yeah, I can certainly understand what you're going through. Isaac Foreman came up big in the fourth quarter. He got some shots inside and drew the one foul, got the foul shots down, and kept the hope alive.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, Isaac has, you know, he has been, you know, he started out for us at the start of the season. Then he got injured in our last game against Breeze, and it's one of those things where, you know, he's back now and doing a lot better. So, I mean, he's a very important part of this basketball team, and I think him, along with hopefully we can get some other guys going that they can contribute to our sometimes our scoring needs there.
Yep. Leighton hit a big three there, stuck that big three when you were down 6, and that gave some momentum.
Yeah. Leighton is, you know, one of the things that happened to us. I mean, he's our most experienced player. Had a great season last year, and unfortunately, he picked up 2 quick fouls before we could get him out of there. I mean, within about 15 seconds, it seemed like. Right. And unfortunately, he had to sit out about a quarter there, basically. And we were able to, you know, the subs came in and did a good job and kept it close. But I thought that, you know, it had been that was a big part of the game, too.
You ran your offense-defense shuttle there late, and Phil Knight's done a great job defensively for you. You've talked about it in the past, and that gives you a little flexibility, and that's all to the good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Phil's a real solid guy. He does a lot of the little things that most people don't recognize. He plays good defense. He is a good screen setter, a good rebounder. He runs the floor real well, real smart and everything. He doesn't really look to score, and we don't ask him to try to go and score 10, 12, 14 points a game, but he does a lot of little things very well for us.
Ken and I know got you just 2 points tonight, and different kids were under their averages tonight. Kevin Doherty had 8. Matt just had 6 tonight, but that gets back to the first thing you talked about, that shots
the effort,
just weren't dropping.
Like I said, and like I said, the defensive effort's great on both sides. I mean, it's tough. Both teams know each other very well. Like I said, it's always a great game. You know, when I was going back watching the tape last year's game, I'm like, wow, this is really, you know, I forgot what it's really like. I mean, it's quite a battle. We had a chin get opened up, different things there. Hopefully that young man is okay there. He took a pretty good fall. So, I mean, it's always something, and because the kids are really wanting to try to get a big win for their school and so on.
And I think this is one reason, a game like this, and the crowd and the atmosphere is one reason why we're excited about the Christmas tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we're really looking forward to it. Hopefully, you know, I think it's going to be well attended. I hope everyone around the area is looking forward to it. I know we are. I mean, you know, we love going down to Centralia, seeing different teams, but it's also going to be real nice to be able to stay at home and not have to travel, one. And I think as the tournament progresses, I think we're going to get those kind of teams come to our place. I mean, we have a great facility and a great place to have it.
I want to ask you one more question, and I'll let you rest your throat. Back in conference action Friday night at Mount Zion.
Yep, it's going to be, you know, we knew it was going to be a tough week with Mattoon, which got canceled, Mount Zion. So Mount Zion's got a lot of good athletes. They really run the floor well. So it's going to be quite a test for us. So, and we're going to have to shoot the basketball. They play a lot of zones and stuff and press all the time. So hopefully we can come through up there and get a big conference win on the road.
There you go. Ron, thanks
All right.
for the visit.
Thank you.
You bet. Hearts coach Ron Reed. It's always a pleasure to get to visit with the Hearts coach and get his perspective on things. Again, the final tonight, Teutopolis 44, Effingham 41. We appreciate Andy taking time to visit with us here on the postgame show. We'll let him get a seat here, and we'll talk to Charlie's dad here for a minute. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
What a struggle, but your kids played well and played much better, I thought, fundamentally, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, and that would be the case with both games tonight. If you were here early enough to see the JV game, our JV was not very good in the first half, but they really played one whale of a second half and, made some ground up and got a nice win in the JV game. But, yeah, same thing with our varsity. I think we had 8 turnovers at the half, just trying to make a few things happen, sometimes in a varsity game, a little window of opportunity might look like it's there, but that can go away in a hurry, because guys are just a little quicker, and that's something Michael Drays is figuring out right now. But, when you're a sophomore, that, he played freshman ball last year, didn't play sophomore, didn't play JV, and now he's starting varsity for us. It's kind of a big step. I mean, you're jumping a bunch of hurdles at one time, and there's some growing pains there that we're working through with him, but he's a great kid, and he learns, he loves the game, and he wants to get better. He cares about his team and his teammates, and he bounced back and had a great second half. Cody just, my goodness, he did what a leader does.
It's an overused phrase, but he was the man there.
Oh, absolutely.
Late in that game, second half.
Absolutely, and he had been struggling from the field, and still is a little bit with his shooting from the perimeter right now. Something we're working on. We'll get it fixed. But he's a smart kid. He knows situations. He knows what needs to be done. He's big. He's been in some big moments for us in our program, and he's not afraid of it, and that's what you want. And at the same time, he's out there hitting free throws, and he's guarding Leighton Lark, who's just one heck of a player. I mean, he can just score from anywhere. What a weapon he is for Effingham. But there we have Reed Hardick, and with his injury, we just couldn't put him back on the floor. It just wasn't going to happen, and he's upset. But we just, because he wanted to be out there, and he's such a competitive kid. And he wants to be the leader as well, and he wants to be out there with the ball in his hands. And he's happy for his teammates, but he wants to do his part as well, as any competitive kid who cares about their team and their program should be.
Yep. You had a lot of heroes. Matt made a point of remarking about the job Justin Kenner did when he came in and really was a stabilizing force after Reed got hurt.
He did. Justin Kenner came in and he started a couple games for us early in the season, but we talked, and he's a little more comfortable with the roles coming off the bench. He brought great energy. He was a stabilizer exactly tonight whenever we had some things not necessarily go our way early on, and then with the injury and so forth. But he did. He came in and got a couple quick buckets running the floor, and he wasn't. There wasn't a lack of confidence with the ball. I mean, he was able. There was a few times late in the game that he was cutting to get the ball. He wasn't hiding. So I thought he did a really nice job, and Ryan Sandschafer did just a one whale of a job. He played a great JV game tonight. He really did, and that's that's something I look at as a head coach, as who steps up in JV games, who's playing well, because we'll see what kind of minutes we can get out of them then for the varsity game. And sometimes there's kids who don't play well, and you can see they just don't have it tonight, so you might not use them in the varsity game. But he was ready to go, and he just keeps getting better, and he's just a super kid. He's kind of the comedian of the team, or whatever, if you want to call it. He keeps the moment kind of loose at times. There's no doubt about that. But he was great. Johnny Ungren did a really nice job off the bench as well. And I Ted Jansen wasn't in for very long, but when he was in there, boy, he made some things happen as well. So our bench really stepped up.
Brett Meddy is such a talented kid, and it's so easy to forget because he played varsity ball last year that he is still just a sophomore.
Yeah.
But he is such an intelligent player to my way of watching him on the floor.
Yeah, he's still, from time to time, you'll catch some flashes of, he is
Then
just
you
a
remember
sophomore.
he's a sophomore.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of times, but for the most part, you're right. I mean, he's confident in what he does. He carries himself very well on the floor. I felt last year as soon as he walked into the high school, I thought, he could pass as a varsity player right now, and he stepped in. And that doesn't happen too often. You don't have freshmen that has a body like that, and then it's not just the physical, it's the mental as well. And he was mentally strong enough that he could handle it, and that just made a world of difference going into this season because he is a big part of our team, and we look to him a lot.
We talked downstairs before the game about the difference, and I had gone through last year's roster, and I said, holy cow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of change.
Yeah.
And Effingham experienced a lot of that too, but boy, some of the kids that really were the go-to guys for you last year graduated.
Oh, yeah.
But it happens.
It does.
And,
it does.
So then other guys who might have been helpers are the go-to guys, and they've got to step up.
It is, and it's still a learning process, and we're in the midst of a really tough part of our schedule. I mean, we're 6-1 right now, but we could very easily be 1-6. We had a dogfight with Breeze Central, a week and a half ago. Down at their place, was able to hit a shot. Reed hit a shot with 8 seconds left for our only lead of the entire game, and we won 45-44. We played a pretty good Salem team last week, who we had down by 9 at halftime. They stormed back, had a huge third quarter, got us down by 1. We came back and won by 10. But they have some athletic kids. They have a couple kids that can really play the game, and that was a tough one. And we to start the year, we go down to the Capital Classic, and I'm looking at Olney, everybody back. I look at Fairfield; they have like 4 starters back. They only had 2 seniors last year. Red Hill, Lawrenceville had their whole team back. Pinckneyville had the majority of their team back. I mean, everyone did except us. We were a totally different team. So there's still going to be some growing pains. There is. We have some very tough ball games coming up. The Christmas tournament coming up, and then once we get out of that, our January schedule is pretty brutal. But we set it up that way, and we know what we're getting into, and we're not going to back down from any challenge. And we're excited.
And I'm excited about the Christmas tournament. It's almost upon us. I don't know how it got here so quickly, but here coming up next Friday and Saturday, using both Teutopolis and Effingham's gyms, and I'm excited about this year, but I'm also excited about the future for this tournament.
Yeah, the future is something I think, I'm hoping, but I feel pretty optimistic about it, that it's going to grow and it's going to be a nice tournament. We have 6 teams in this year. I got all the confidence in the world that we could get 8, 10 or so by next year. And our vision, which hopefully other guys are saying it because this has been mine all along, is we want to get 16 teams. We want to get 16 teams here in the Effingham area, and we feel with all the restaurants, all the hotels, just the other stuff for people to do in downtime, and with our location in the state, we can pull from all different directions. That this is going to be a tournament that people look to. And I really do. I hope people get on board and it starts to grow, and you look down the years into the future, we can pull some good teams in here and get some great talent, and it'll be fun. It'll be exciting.
Well, I'll certainly look forward to seeing you next Friday afternoon. It ought to be a blast, and in the meantime, Merry Christmas, and it's always a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Greg. I appreciate all you do and following high school sports in the area. So certainly look forward to the tournament and seeing you next week.
Very good. Thanks, Andy.
You.
Wooden Shoes coach Andy Fehrenbacher. Final score again here at Effingham. Teutopolis 44, Effingham 41.